Should I paint before listing my house on the market? Hi, my name is Rémi Boudreau, licensed painter, color consultant, and owner of Expressions Painting. One of the big things we do here at Expressions Painting is what we call painting for selling. Preparing a house so that it becomes ready for the market. And a lot of times it's not clear as to whether or not you should. A lot of people hesitate putting that money into a house that they're really trying to get out of. But there's a lot of reasons why it would be in your best interest to do that. First of all, the color spectrum. Are the colors dated? And right now, if you've seen one of the videos where I talk about what's in right now, what colors are in, if your house has a lot of orange, reds, and yellows, meaning like the burnt orange, the terracotta reds, and the goldish, yellowish, beige, or brown, those colors are really going out. So if you're hoping to put your house on the market and those are the colors you're presenting, well, you need to think about the first impression you're going to be putting out there, because people will first look at your house, typically anyways, from pictures online. So if you don't put out a good first impression, chances are very reduced that they'll want to even come into the space to have a look at it. Now, the other thing is that what about cracks and repairs and dings in your walls? You know, you live in your house, there's use to it. That's normal. You tend to kind of, those tend to disappear in your mind. You don't really put too much attention to it. But if you are going through a house for the first time with really an eye for scrutiny and really dissecting, is this the right house for me? If you start noticing cracks and settling cracks and whatnot everywhere, it puts a lot of doubt in people's mind. Is this house structurally stable? Is there anything like, and if it is, like they just don't know. It puts doubt in their mind. But regardless of whether it would be or not, that is still something that they would need to repair afterwards. So it's a barrier to entry. You're adding all those extra steps for them and expenses to get in. But the other thing is that you need to factor in what type of market you're in. If you're in a seller's market, what they say is basically the advantage falls onto the seller, meaning that there's not a lot of houses on the market, but a lot of potential buyers. Typically, you don't need to spruce it up as much because the house is in high demand, so it will typically go quicker. But currently, in most of New Brunswick, we're in a buyer's market, meaning that there's a lot of houses for sale and not as many buyers. So that tends to make it so that the advantage is on the buyer's end, meaning they have the negotiating power. They have to reduce price, but also to shop around many houses and really bring it down to the nitty-gritty as far as exactly what they want. So the thing that we're noticing now is that if you really want your house to stand a chance, you need to present it to the best of its ability. I like to compare selling with dating a lot of times. So think about it. What would you do if all of a sudden you were single? Well, you'd probably take a bit better care of yourself, present yourself up to your maximum, right? To create the best first impression. Well, that's the same thing with your house. And the other thing too is you need to depersonalize the house. Reduce any family pictures. Declutter is key. You need to create as much space as possible. I mean, we gather a lot of things over the years. That's okay. That's our thing. But when presenting it to a new potential buyer, you need to maximize the space and not have it cluttered up with your belongings. They have their things, and if they can't imagine enough space for them to put their things in, well, it's probably going to be a barrier to entry. So hopefully this helps you. If you are in that place where your house has either been on the market but not selling, or you're thinking about it, we offer free painting consultation. That is what I aim to offer you, to figure out. And it's not just a quote, but there will be a quote and different options. But it is about a consultation to really give you an outsider's perspective of someone who's been in the industry for about 20 years. And I'm not a realtor. I'm not going to claim to be anything like that. But I have been involved in many transactions of painting, selling, and I do know the benefits and where the money would be best spent to do certain areas, and others are okay as it is. So that's what the consultation is about, and that's free. There's no charge. So if you are in a place where you're ready to change those colors, I will help you change your lives. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.